Okay. 3, 2. Hey there, listeners. Welcome to another episode of the Earth Station One podcast. That's right, folks. We are back, and this is a new way of us doing the show. You're going to find some different changes over the next couple episodes, and it's going to be episodes going to be a little more compact, more focused on the people we're talking to, our guests, our main topics, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And this is a new era for Earth Station One. And as always, I'm glad to be sharing this with my co-host, Mr. Mike Gordon.
Howdy.
You ready for this, Mr. M?
Yeah, let's do it, man. It's been a while since we've had a change, but the more things change, the more things stay the same, right?
Oh, trust us. I'm sure even with the change, we'll still have tens of listeners. It's perfect. So
Yeah.
it's always a good thing. But we have a great guest with us tonight. Let's introduce, of course, for the first time on the show, actor and producer Dave Shector. Welcome, sir.
Wow, thank you very much, guys.
Welcome to
How
the
are you?
station.
You want to tell everyone a little bit about you?
Well, as you said, my name is Dave Shector, and I'm an actor, part-time actor. Do it for fun, for hobbies, for the thrill of it.
The thrill of it.
Uh,
Got it.
I love it. I live out here on the West Coast, and I don't know, I'm just a songwriter, musician. I do a little bit of everything, but my passion is acting, so I'm trying to get going here. We just started a company out here, me and my buddy, so we're trying to get that off the ground. But I am happy to be here, and it is a pleasure. I appreciate you having me. So,
Oh, it's
Absolutely.
great. It is totally great to have you guys. And, it is, you know, when Steve mentioned it and I looked on your IMDb and everything, it's like, get this man for us, Steve.
oh,
Definitely. Oh, yeah. We have
cool.
Mr. Joyner, of course, to thank us for being having you on the show and everything. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I'm glad I met him. He works hard for me, and I work hard for him, and I hope it's a mutual relationship we have. And
It's pretty darn awesome. Well, it's very
yeah,
cool. And definitely, folks, if you want to write in and ask, have any comments or anything, please, we definitely would love to hear from you. You could write about me, Mike, Dave, if you have anything you want to comment on. If you want to say how the weather is, hope your holidays are getting ready for some pretty amazing stuff coming up. Definitely would love to hear from you guys. Feedback at ourstation1.com. Tell us, what you guys think of the new format. We definitely would love to hear how you guys are doing. Also, while we're at it, we also want to give a shout out to our fans at Patreon. That's right. Patreon is the way you can help support the Earth Station One podcast and the rest of the ESO network. All you have to do is go to Patreon/ESO network. And for as little as $1 a month, you can help support the ESO network. Pretty cool stuff. And, with our new format, it's going to give us more chances to be able to talk to you guys at home, have more of our listeners up on the air, have maybe even take a shot at the geek seat. You never know what can happen. It's pretty cool stuff. Definitely check it out. Patreon.com/ESO network. Also, while we're at it, let's also say hi to our friends at Tifosi Optical. Tifosi Optical is having some amazing holiday season sales, and you can get a pair of sunglasses, reading glasses, gamer glasses, blue light blocking glasses, you name it, they have it. And Tifosi Optical is a great place to do it. And as a way of saying thank you, on top of the sale price, if you put in the coupon code EarthStation1, you can get 10% off your whole order. Just not one pair of glasses, folks, your whole order. Check it out at TifosiOptics.com. All right, that's enough of the paperwork and all the fun stuff to get out of the way. Let's hop back in with Dave. Mr. Mike, you want to take it away?
Sure. Dave, let's start from the beginning. When did you get first bit by the acting bug?
oh, that would be like 2012, and um, so I haven't been doing it that long, about 10 years. And I was doing a short stint. Well, actually, I I never grew up wanting to be an actor or anything like that. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I turned out to be an airline mechanic. That's just what I do now. But I I did some theater in college way back, and then I did a little bit of I joined the local talent agency down in the corner when I was in my teens and stuff, and did stuff like that. And but when I was doing theater back in 2008, 9, college, um, I had a good experience with theater, but I wanted to do some. I wanted to try acting in, under the in front of the camera. So I entered an ad, actually is how I got bit. I entered this ad in Craigslist out here. It said, "Want to be in a film?" And turned out to be a web series, well, which was a western. And I went out here to the West Coast and I auditioned and I got the part. And it was that. It was just it was such an exciting experience for me. I was in this makeshift saloon that they had done up, and the whole film took place in that saloon. And you know, with the get up and the makeup and the wardrobe and everything, I had such a great time, man. I was like role playing. It was a great experience for me. I had a great time. And it was called The Olympians, and that was my very first film I did. And I don't think it's even out there anywhere right now. It didn't really go anywhere, but I tell you, I met some great
90% of the films though that people make don't go anywhere.
I know if they
It's
get made at all, you know, it's like some of them sit on the shelf and never even get made or finished, I should say. I've had a few of those, but yeah, I got bit then, and then after that, I actually got an agent out here and on the West Coast here. I'm north of Seattle, and from there, she got me a couple of jobs in commercials out here and some short films, and I just kind of took off from there. I just I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it full time, but you know, I call myself a late bloomer because I got started in this business pretty late in life here, and I'm in like 50 now. But I tell you, man, so from 2012 to now, I've been pushing and I've been working hard. I've been around my real job, of course. Anytime I'm off, I have days off. I'm doing this stuff full time. I love it, and I built quite a resume. An IMDb page is built up. Back, I got 70 some credits on there or something, but man, I'm having a great time doing it. I'm always busy and I'm meeting some great people. And I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. I'm promoting myself, trying to get myself out there, get the name out there. So here I am.
Here you are, and like I said, we're glad to have you. And it is impressive. I mean, you said you started in 10 years ago, right? So, and you've already got 73 just actor credits alone on your IMDb. That's impressive in and of itself. Looking through them, I noticed that a lot of them are horror movies. I was wondering if you tend to like lean towards that particular genre, or if that's just worked out that way.
You know, no, that's how it's worked out. That's I think the horror film genre is one of the easiest to make. I mean, there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of people doing them, and a lot of people start off making horror films because
Sure.
I think they're fairly easy to make, and that's just how it's been going. I mean, I got started in that and then kind of went from there. You know, I got into one film, horror film, and then you meet all kinds of wonderful people and then just start networking, and they're all doing horror films. And next thing you know, you're in this guy's horror film, and then you're in that one. That's just kind of the way it's happening. So other than that, yeah.
I have to ask, you've been in so many horror movies, I have to ask, have you met your violent end at any of them?
Oh yes.
How is that as a feeling? Like watching watching yourself die on screen.
Um, I don't mind. I don't. I'm probably like every other actor out there, and I don't really even like watching
Oh, you don't watch your stuff? Yeah, yeah.
I do to see, how I can improve and stuff, but sometimes I just like cringe, I'm like, oof. But uh watching myself die is I always critique myself, like I could have done a better job of dying, or I should have taken longer, things like that. I don't mind it. I had my intestines ripped out, which was kind of cool, and it's really interesting when you do get to do that kind of stuff to find out how it's done and to see how it's done. It's just
Mhm.
a lot of work goes into it. I mean, it's not easy to make some of those scenes, to do them right, and the people that do that, you gotta give them credit because they put a lot of work into them. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, it takes a lot of technicians. And also from an acting perspective, I would imagine that, these are fantastic extreme circumstances. So I would imagine it would take a lot more imagination, right? To prep and to do these scenes, because these are not things that you would just do normally. So you wouldn't have any sort of way to realistically gauge how to act in these situations, right?
That is correct. A lot of them are one shot, one take, because of the mess and the blood and things like that. You're going to get one shot at it, so there's really no way to practice it. But it so far it's worked out pretty good.
Hmm. Now,
Hmm.
you said that the horror movie isn't necessarily anything you lean towards personally. Is there another film genre you do lean towards that you have experienced already or want to experience?
Um, I like action a lot,
Hmm.
a lot of action, guns, things that involve guns, explosives, car chases, all that fun stuff, like guy stuff.
Hmm.
That's what I really like to do. I've done some of that, but not enough. I can tell you that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
So.
and you've worked a lot with films and a lot with on television.
Mhm.
Is there a difference between that environment, versus the other? Are they seem like they're merging a lot more now, where TV and film behind the scenes are a lot more closer than they used to be, as far as the behind the scenes efforts.
You know, I find it to be kind of the same. I mean, the same efforts go into both. I mean, there's tons of people on both sets, and they're all doing the same thing, trying to do their job right and get it right, make it look right. And
Hmm.
yeah, I think it's all kind of the same. I mean, it's all big and lots of people. Yeah, I really can't tell you a difference between the two. So.
As far as your expectations going in when you first did it, you said, "Oh, you're just going to try it out and everything," but you got excited by the process, which I've been
Mhm.
on set. I know it's infectious to when you're on the set. Like, it just everybody's gearing towards the same thing, and they're on the same page. They're working together. It's a really it's a high, really, that you don't get in a lot of other work environments. Um,
It
did
really
you
is.
was there anything else about the process that really surprised you, about, like, sometimes people are surprised at how long shots take, or how long,
Oh,
like, you sit around for, or anything like that?
yeah. All those were a big surprise to me. I, you do spend a lot of time sitting around. Yeah, it's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Hmm.
Um, but the fact that this group of people is there all for the same reason, and every one of them is giving their all to that scene. That just I was just amazed at that. It's an awesome feeling. It's like you said, it's a high,
Yeah.
and everybody wants to do their very best. And when you're doing a scene where there's emotions and things like that, and there's that many people on set, but when they say quiet, this is an emotional scene, you can hear a pin drop. Man, it's amazing. It's just amazing. People really do do a great job at what they do. And I like you said, it's a high. It is. I
Mhm.
really get out of this beautiful experience.
Have
Uh,
you have you had the chance to work with anybody in particular that you connected with or were impressed by?
well, anytime that I work with a well-known actor, I'm impressed. I mean, rest of there. Um, yeah, I mean, I worked quite a few films with Robert Lasardo, and
Wow,
that
okay.
guy, that guy, I even pulled him aside once, and I said, every time they do the same scene, yeah, he approaches it a little different each time, and I was learning from that guy. We were doing it was called Bloodthirst, and it was a late night scene, and it was in Nevada, and the guy he's fantastic for one thing, and I love watching him work, and I learned a lot from watching. But he would approach that scene, the same scene, same one, every time differently, a little different. You could tell he was doing, and I thought, wow, that is so cool. Because a lot of times, like myself, I do
Same exact thing.
the same scene. I do exactly the same. It gets kind of boring though, but I'm learning to do things just a little differently. So I'm impressed with him. He does a great job. I love watching him work. Uh, I worked with Tom Sizemore was fun to work with.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, that's pretty
uh,
awesome.
yeah, we were in a western together. Richard Grieco was in that, which he's really cool to watch too. Richard Grieco from a
Yeah.
Jump Street, 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, I
Yep.
was going to say
Yep.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah, and watching him, man, he's focused. I like watching him work. Michael Madsen,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't I didn't actually. He was one of my when I saw Reservoir Dogs for the first time. I fell in love with all those guys. That's the kind of movie I want to do. Uh, I loved him in that movie, and I finally got to meet him on the set of Arena Wars, and wow, that was a really cool guy. I didn't get to work with him in a scene, which I wanted to, but he was there, and I met him behind the scenes, so that was fun. Uh, and Eric Roberts, he's been in everything. Guy,
Sure.
Yes.
he's been
Technically,
in
yes, he has. Yes.
he's like Nicolas Cage, he's been in everything. But I met him finally, and what a cool guy. That guy is really outgoing, happy. Well, at least when I met him, he was just really bouncy and happy and getting along with everyone. So this is part of my experience is meeting all these great people. I mean, working with
Mhm.
these people, I never thought I'd be doing that. I'm nobody, but I'm meeting these people that are great actors, and I never thought I'd get to this point. So this is part of the fun. I'm having a great time.
Absolutely. When I noticed that in addition to acting, you've also taken various roles behind the camera, producing, directing, etc. How did that evolve? How did you decide
Yes,
I want to go on the other side
yes,
as well?
yeah. Well, producing. I got involved here in the Northwest with a lot of the local filmmakers here in town. There's quite a few that are doing independent films, and so I work with them a lot, and I try to do as much as I can to help. So when I'm involved in their projects, I will help produce. I will do what I can to help make that film a reality. So that's kind of how I got going in producing. I'm helping them, they're helping me, but I donate to their projects by lending a helping hand or working for them, uh, things like that, loaning them. I got a lot of props. I collect props. I got tons of props. So I'm always giving out props for films and letting people use stuff. Um, Directing, I write music, and I play guitar, and I write songs and record them, and I have them recorded in the studio, and then I make a music video out of it. And that's
Ah,
kind of where I started getting directing things. 'Cause I love writing songs and music and making music videos, and they're all on my website. If you ever want to check them out at www.daveshector.com.
Nice.
That's kind of where I started directing at. And then me and my buddies are starting Day Night Pictures here in Northwest, our own production company, and we've shot 2 short films, uh, and I kind of help direct with those and run equipment and act, of course. And then we just released our second short film, which was called Disconnected, doing the festival circuit now, but they'll be on our website. And we're just finishing up our script for our first feature film, which is going to be shot in January or February. We're going to start rolling cameras on that, and I will probably be helping with the directing on that. So, yeah, man, I want to do it all. I'm the guy that I want to do it all. It's
Yeah,
great.
well, you're off to an amazing start. I mean, not just start. I mean, you've, like I said, got a bunch of credits already. If someone was checking, like wanted to see, you in action, what would you recommend? What are you particularly proud of out of all the work that you've done so far?
Um, let's see. Well, let's see. I like I've been in you've heard of the Mahal brothers down
Hmm.
in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're real getting getting real popular, real big. They're done 14 feature films, and I've been in 8 or 9 of those, and I'm real proud of those. And there's about half of those are out on Amazon Prime, so you can see me there if you like. Um, a few of those films I'm pretty proud of. Night of the Tommy Knockers, that was a Western horror
Mhm.
that I did. That was the one with Tom Sizemore. I was a saloon keep bartender. I enjoyed that role a lot.
Hmm.
Um, some of the short films I've done that are I think they're out on YouTube, like Brace Face. That was a fun film I did. Beloved Beast is a feature film that I had a role in. It was kind of a different character, but I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, those are a couple of the films you can check out on Amazon Prime. Tall
Awesome.
Men was another really cool film I had a part in. That was fun. So yeah, you just punch my name into YouTube or Amazon Prime. I think it will come up with a bunch of films I've been in.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we'll definitely encourage our listeners to check that out as well as your website. And you
Yeah.
said you've got some short films that you're releasing shortly. Anything else of note that you want to promote that's coming out or on the horizon?
Um, I would say just be on the lookout for our feature film, which is coming up. It's called Finding Estrella. And it's like I said, our first feature film. It's going to be shot on a couple of black magic cameras. I think it's going to turn out really nice. We'll start shooting that in February, I think, is what we're planning. But I think this is it's going to be a really great film. Really got a great story behind it. That one. Other than that, we're going to keep working on those. Going to try and release a couple of films a year. And I'll be putting out more music videos here shortly. And I'll be flying down to LA in February to do a scene in another horror film.
Cool.
This one's from Chris Sanders, who's out of England.
Yeah.
He shoots his films over in England, and then he does some of his scenes down here in LA. So I've done 3 or 4 of his films down there, so I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah, having a good
Very
time.
cool. Very cool. Well, we definitely thank you
Yeah.
for joining us. It sounds like you're already done amazing things in your short amount of time, and it looks like it's just getting bigger and better for you.
Man, thank you. I appreciate that. I certainly hope so. I'm gonna keep moving forward and hopefully upward.
That is awesome, dude. That is great. Well, we appreciate you being here. Let's take a quick break and we're going to close up the show and we'll do our shout outs.
Thanks.
This is where we'll take the break and now we'll come back in 3, 2. Welcome back to Earth Station One. Now we are going to close up the show. And Dave, thanks for so much for sitting in with us tonight. We really appreciated learning that about you tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a great
Anything,
time.
anything you want to shout out about, or where can people find you?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my website, daveshector.com. You can find quite a bit about me there. Pictures, reels, movie clips, music videos, how to get hold of me, things like that. Also, my
Awesome.
IMDb page is a great place to check out some things. All my videos and movie clips are on there too. So
That is awesome. Thank you so, so much, sir. And Mr. Mike, we made it through another one, my friend, and new format
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, I know. We're not done yet, but yeah, that's this is it. This is gonna be fun. I'm really excited for this new format, and as always, it's my pleasure.
Anything you want to shout out about, sir?
I do. It's the Christmas season, holiday season. People kind of watch. There's so many choices out there on what to watch and everything like that. As far as Christmas movies, one of my favorite stories of all time, reading it and watching it as a play or seeing it as a movie, is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And one of my favorite versions is because it celebrates its is it 40 years? Wow, 40 or no, it's even longer than that. It's 62. What's that? The math on that? 50, 60
Uh,
years? 60
60,
years, right?
60 years, dude.
almost
You,
My
50 years.
goodness,
I know
60
math.
years.
I know math isn't one of your strong points.
It
So,
is not. It is
but
not. So thank you for that. But it's celebrating its 60th anniversary. It is the Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol. It's great fun. It's a musical, but it's one of my favorite takes on the tale. I think it's kind of hard to find. I don't think it's streaming anywhere, so you might have to seek a little bit around there. The DVD is pretty cheap to get. It's easy to find. So I definitely recommend adding that one to your list if alongside Rudolph and Charlie Brown Christmas and all the standards. I think a lot of people watch, of course, Elf and Christmas Story and all of that. But I think Mr. Magoo deserves a place on the viewing list as well.
that is awesome. It is really, I one of my favorites growing up, and I've even seen Patrick Stewart. I've seen all the different versions of Christmas Carol, and Magoo is one of my favorites to this day. It's pretty awesome to see. My shout out, real quick, is to our friend Robert Young. We had him on the podcast a couple weeks back. I made it up to Borderlands Comics up in Greenville, South Carolina. And folks, if you are anywhere in the upstate or anywhere in Georgia or South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, anywhere in the area, check out the new Borderlands, folks. This new shop they opened, when we had Robert on, he didn't even do it justice. It is an amazing store, and they have a whole section for gaming. They have, almost half the store, and then the rest is trades and toys and hard to find things. And it's just an amazing, amazing place. It's about the size of a Barnes and Noble. It's pretty amazing, and tons of parking. Not that we knew that, because on Saturday when we went, the parking lot was packed and the store was doing gangbusters. And so bravo to Robert and Michelle for putting this thing together. I know it's been a long time coming and a dream, and you can find it at borderlandscomics.com up on the web, and we'll have a link to it, of course, in our show notes. So definitely check that out. And you know what, folks? Join us next time in our new format, which will be later this week. And you will be able to hear us talk about REM at 40. That's right, folks. The band from Athens, Georgia is turning 40 years old. And, that's dating me really badly, because the first time I went to see him when I was 16, I think that was in 1980 something. And I'm not going to say anymore because, I'm old and I fully admit it. So it's okay. But definitely join us for that. It's going to be a ton of fun. We got a great crew to join us. And you know what? We also have our regular segments of Ashley's Box Office Buzz in there. And we'll also have a creative outlet this week. So, definitely join us later this week for our new next episode. It's kind of weird not saying next week anymore. So it's always going to be just in a couple days you'll get a new episode of Earth Station One. So you'll never be that far without it with the new format and everything. So it's pretty cool. And as always, thanks for listening to the Earth Station One podcast. We couldn't do this without you. We want to hear from you, of course. Please write us anytime at feedback@earthstation1.com. Remember, you could also find Earth Station One wherever fine podcasts are found. Now, Earth Station One could also be found in video format. It's pretty cool. And we're making even some changes to our video format. So you're going to get the show close and everything when you're watching the videos and everything. So you'll be able to hear us do our shout outs and such. It's pretty cool. And, we might even you also have the opening. So you're going to have the full episode up on YouTube. So this is all pretty cool stuff that we're doing for you guys. So it's just going to be a lot of change. And hopefully it's successful and you guys like what we're doing. So please, of course, as always, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Lets us know that you're liking what we do up on YouTube, and it helps with the matrix up there. And, more people find us and everything. And of course, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Yes, we're not proud. On behalf of myself, Mike Faber, Mr. Mike Gordon, Dave Shector, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks again for listening. And we'll see you here next time on the Earth Station One podcast. Be safe, everyone. Peace. And we are done. Boom.
Thank you.
Yay.